Okay, I'm going to walk you through how to use the evaluation template. So the first part you're going to see over here on the left is some different pieces of information you can put in. How many days prior to a meeting do you want it to turn red to kind of give you an idea that the meeting's coming soon? I'll just put 15 days. Number of days your state requires for notice of meeting. In Kansas, it's 10. I'm not sure about other states. And then list possible case managers below. So I'll just say case manager 1, case manager 2, case manager 3. Now you can obviously put their names, but I'm going to do that for this purpose. I've listed a couple buildings here. You can list up to, I believe, 12. So then you can just enter the different buildings that you work at. And if I were to put Manchester Park, and what we can do is we can see up here that if I use this drop down, I can select which building I've just entered. So let's say Fairview. I will select that the current year. The student is John Smith. And I'm going to scroll over here a little to the date of birth. Let's say he's born 9/16/2011. And when you enter that in, you can scroll back over and it'll show you his exact age. Status is that you can choose, we need to get consent on the student, it's in progress, it's been completed, or none of the above. So let's say that it's in progress. The days will come up after we do a few more things. Case manager, so I'll select case manager 2. Eval type is an initial. Consent was, let's say signed on September 15th, 2021. Now what you'll see is when we put in a due date, I'm just going to make one up and say 12/15/2021, is it'll say there's 32 days until that due date. But if I change and say, okay, well, it's due then, but I tentatively want to maybe schedule a meeting for 12/02/2021, it will change this from 32 down to 20 and say, okay, it would be 20 days until that tentative meeting. But let's say I called the parent and December 2nd didn't work, and they said November 28th is what would work. So we're going to schedule that meeting then, and it dropped down to 16. So it's saying there's 16 days until our scheduled meeting. Now, depending on how many days you indicated here would send a notice of meeting, I'm sorry. So here would be to send a notice of meeting. So I put 10. Well, there's 16 days, so that's not ready yet. But I've allowed a little cushion in there. So if you said, let's say, for example, your state is 13 days, it's going to pop up and say, okay, you should probably send a notice of meeting now to be able to get the your timeline met for your notice of meeting. The other thing here is how many days prior to the meeting do you want to be it to turn red? So this kind of allows you to know, okay, this meeting is coming up soon. And yes, you could look at the number, but it does just help to have a little bit of a color pattern to be able to see what's coming soon. So I put 15 days in here. We're 16 days out, but if I switched it to 16, you'd see that it lights up red. Okay. And we go over a little further. You can enter the data you want to collect. You could either say in general, like communication, or you could actually say specific measures like self-5 or whatever measures you want to administer. You can enter in what category you're considering or evaluating for. And then this is your opportunity to just kind of keep track of some things of whether you have done a report background, parent input, teacher input, done an observation, done your testing, rating scales. It's up to you how you want to do this. You could do an X for yes, it's been completed. You could do a yes, however you like to organize it, just to keep up to saying that these are the things the student is maybe now finished with all the things they need to do. And then you can say whether the student qualified, and if so, what category they qualified for. And this allows you at the end of the year to actually analyze your data and see all the different students you evaluated and what categories they qualified for. Now you are able to make a lot of changes in this. I do recommend that if you're going to make any changes, you do not make a change to the days, age, or the notice of meeting, because those are going to be pre-populated based on your score, or sorry, based on the numbers that you enter in these different cells. So if you change this, it will no longer work, okay? I think that's all the information you will need for this. The other thing you can do is once you finish this school year, you can actually hide the 21-22 school year, and then you can just start on 22-23. And so you can year after year have all of your caseloads in this one file, and you don't need to keep recreating it each year. Okay, I hope this has been helpful.